I should not at all be the person that is a party to making anything worse relative to race relations. Shame on me if in any way that I've done that.
It was a rare admission of fault from a head of police.
Starbucks coffee is anti-black.
And it followed public outrage over racial profiling in the arrest of Rashawn Nelson and Dante Robinson on April 12th at a Philadelphia Starbucks. The two black men had arrived early for a business meeting. Minutes later, a store employee called the police, and the men were taken away in handcuffs. Facing backlash, Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson was quick to apologize.
We are going to learn from this, and we will be better for it.
And the company announced that it would close its 8,000 U.S. stores on the afternoon of May 29th to offer racial bias training for its nearly 175,000 employees.
That in and of itself sends a message.
Monica Parham, a diversity and inclusion consultant in Washington, praised Starbucks for its speedy response, but said on its own an afternoon of training is insufficient.
It's a very good start, it's a very powerful start, but standing alone, it's not sustainable in the long term, and it's not going to drive long-term change.
But Parham noted there is an increased willingness for some Americans to engage in dialogue that highlights different experiences.
Or did they get called for? Because there are two black guys sitting here meeting me?
One of the things that struck me was how far the message has permeated, in the sense that people who did not share an identity with the gentlemen who were arrested stood up and said something.
Parham sees that allyship creating a shift in America's culture.
It's happening because people are much more aware of identities other than their own. They're aware of experiences other than their own. They're aware of perspectives other than their own.
All this working together with different people really makes business a lot different than it used to be.
Historically, training was just that. It was training. It was driven largely by compliance purposes. I think that now there's a much more sophisticated approach.
Parham said the challenge for Starbucks and other companies is to move beyond the current crisis and use it as a teachable moment to drive a culture of inclusion and lasting change. Noreen Nasser, The Associated Press.